This is a How Is He podcast with Podge and Popa, proudly sponsored by Ampifi. Power up your podcast. Let's kick it off.
Welcome back to the How Is He podcast. Joining as always by my co-host Paul Popa, rolling right here in a fantastic facility. It is Ampifi Studio right in the heart of Carlow Town. This episode is brought to you by Car Estimating, your go-to team for contractors, subcontractors, suppliers and manufacturers. If you want accurate and competitive project pricing, visit carestimating.ie or find them on your favourite social platforms. Papa, how fucking lucky
Strap
are you
in.
today? Today's guests are two men who between them have pretty much kept the Irish comedy scene in business the last 20 years. How about that one, boys? Enjoy that?
Yeah.
Good.
Is that shock or
Two
what?
shock
Or
faces.
is it?
Never knew that.
One is a master craftsman of a stand-up, razor sharp, effortless, funny and kind of comic who can turn a chat about family into a masterclass in crowd work. You've seen his writing and performance on Republic of Telly, Bridget Eamon, Irish Pictorial Weekly, and you regularly find him tearing the roof off Vicar Street and the Laughter Lounge. The other is a powerhouse storyteller whose journey from chaos to comedy stages has made him one of the most compelling voices in Irish performance, selling out theatres, creating award-winning theatre with Brokentalkers and bringing a raw honesty to everything he does. Also recently completed a 3-night run in the Ambassador Theatre, a venue where Willa became the first ever comedian to hold a residency. Am I right?
That's right.
We did a bit of research, boys, right? You weren't expecting that.
You did.
Together, the co-host, the chart-topping podcast, You Must Be Joking, where Dublin banter is mighty and the stories are even mightier. A massive, massive welcome to Eric, Lalor and Willa White. Boys,
thanks for having us, lads. And
so
come here,
much.
we pride ourselves in giving nice introductions on our own
I
pod, don't we?
was just
Boy,
saying,
Jesus,
come here,
I was
he's going to
going,
give
who's
you
he
a run.
talking about?
I was expecting Tommy Tiernan and Dara O'Brien to walk in. I go, lads, thanks for keeping the seats warm.
So here's the real lads in now. You're the first Tommy Early Thursdays like just want a coffee or nothing?
That's the level you are, though, boys. That's the level you
When
are.
someone
like.
else is reading that out, though, it's kind of hard to, like, you're genuine, you're going,
Yeah.
are you talking about us? That sounds deadly. Where did you get that? Because I can have it for me next show.
I'll introduce you. No panic.
Yeah.
When you hear that though, when you hear 20 years, like when you hear that on the circuit, the small venues, the journey.
Yeah.
Like, what's? I remember watching you enjoying the Hood. That's me first.
The very start.
Talk
Yeah.
to me about it, lads.
Well, I got on during the Hood. I know Des. It's known fact. I know Des from recovery, from going to 12-step meetings and that. So I knew him, but I still had to audition like everyone else. It wasn't like it was a.
Wasn't handed to you.
It was a thing. Eric was a little bit later to the party. Eric was working for IBM at the time. Could maybe tell them about that?
Yeah, no, like that whole thing was, as Willie said, it was an audition. So you had to be in the Access Theatre from 12 o'clock, between 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And I think in the end they saw about 70, 80 people. And they were looking for people who they thought they might work with in the show. And my missus was always thinking, and people that I worked with, I was going, you need to get into comedy or you need to write something, you know what I mean? And I was like, how the fuck do you get into comedy? How do you just get into comedy? Yeah. And my missus saw the poster saying, if you'd like to try stand-up comedy workshops, but I never mentioned that about Telly or Des.
Nothing about Des Bishop.
So I said, fuck it, I'll go down. And I went in after work one day and I was working, as Willie said, in IBM, and I went in with me slacks and me short and a jacket on. And Jez said to me, you stood out straight away because everyone else is in track shirts and fucking your brows, you know what I mean? And I walked in and you're going, geez, this fella actually has a job. You know what I mean? And he had a chat with me. But then when it was a week later when he said, yeah, we'd like to use it in the show, there was doubt over my participation because I was going to Las Vegas for a sales conference with IBM and I was going to miss the first 3 or 4 days of filming. Yeah, sales. 3 or 4 days of filming and they went, oh shit, we probably won't be able to use you. And I went, fuck this. I sensed it was a big opportunity. I was saying this to Willa. I sensed it was a big opportunity. So I rang them back and I says, look, I'm going to go sick so I don't go to Vegas. And they went, whoa, hang on. And then they had a chat amongst themselves and said, here, this fella really wants it. Let him go to fucking Vegas and join the rest of the crew. So if you see that episode, it's a really awkward moment. The rest of them have bonded.
You're late.
And I walk in a couple of days later and I'm like, oh, he's like the new kid in school.
How did you find that?
Very embarrassing, very it was kind of intimidating, I suppose. I didn't know anybody.
Right.
I didn't know Willie. I didn't know any of the other participants. They seemed to know each other. I didn't know anybody. They didn't know me. Willa famously said, we were all going, who's this big prick coming in from Vegas? Who does he fucking think he is late to the show?
Well, you know what? He fitted right in. It was, the bond obviously was there between us, but I mean, Eric is just one of them kind of characters and one of them people as well that he just kind of slotted in to the picture, and blended into what was going on. And they were great times. The early years were great. The programme was good. We were spoiled in the beginning. We were bra. I remember going on to Vicar Street as a guest. No one even knew I was on. There was a charity night on, and Des was hosting it, and Des brought me on, and then we got taken all around the country. Like we were
doing all the big
like,
venues, yeah.
Treated like royalty. We were staying in 5-star hotels, and we were like, this is great. And Des would tell you, like, look, this is all going to stop. The tour's going to stop, and I'm going to go off and do my own thing. And it's up to yourselves whether you want to,
kick on.
Whether you want to kick on. And luckily enough for us, like, we really wanted it. We loved what we were doing. And I mean, the early years, like, when you think back now, 20 years ago, we had some of the best crack off stage and just driving around in the car.
I wasn't.
And we still do. We were in that coffee shop this morning up the road, and the two of us were just. We were talking about something and we were just breaking. We're like too young.
But
kids,
as we said, we're our own biggest fans, aren't we? The fucking state of us, like, you know what I mean? We should have a podcast. Oh, we do.
yeah.
But we just make you, like, we do click, me and Willa. We've always clicked from day one. And as he said, those first couple of years, going out on the road with Des was amazing, doing all the big venues. But then getting down to the nitty gritty of doing the smaller venues, doing open spots. Me and Willa driving around the country to get 7 minutes on stage with no fucking payment at all. Yeah. And then the big day came. We were down in Cork in the $500,000 Theatre. Me and Willa were booked, and we got 50 quid each. And we thought we thought we were after winning the Euro. We were like Scarecrow and Dorothy running up the yellow road, like skipping and holding hands, going.
How far are you down? How far are you on the journey when you get that 50 quid?
Say about 10 minutes. No,
we were probably about a year. Were we? Realistically,
yeah.
And I mean, like, we'd travelled to Galway, we'd booked our own accommodation, you get 7 minutes on a stage.
Yeah.
And you had to, like out in spots, for anybody that's thinking of doing stand-up, you've got to have 7 minutes that is just like a roller coaster, like bang, bang, bang,
You're hitting
bang.
the point every time.
Yeah, not like, just joke, give people the time to laugh, joke, and just have your 7 minutes, and that was it then. And they'll go, oh, look, we'll be in touch. Don't call us, we'll call you. And that's what you've done. Because, you can't annoy promoters all the time, but the 50 quid at that gig then gave us the leeway to get paid. Because the next gig we done, we go, look, we're getting paid at the minute. Because we were then paid comedians. Even though it was only 50 euros.
Doesn't matter, yeah. They don't know what you're being paid.
Yeah, and it kind of gave us the green light for going to other venues. We were very, very likeable. People found us very easy to be around. We done Kilkenny, didn't we, as well?
Yeah, the Cat Laughs, when it was a big festival.
Yeah. That was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Massive.
And the great thing about that was that in those early years when we did our first few Cat Laughs, the first few years when the Cat Laughs was huge, it was amazing because you're in Kilkenny and they used to have big billboards outside the venues with your face on a big poster, and you're walking along going, what the fuck? Look at that! The size of my head in that poster.
The last time we had my face in a poster like that was for Crime Line.
Yeah. Have you seen this, man? Do not approach. Approach with caution.
Yeah, but that was when Kilkenny... We were only actually talking about Kilkenny this morning, weren't we, as well?
Yeah.
Kilkenny is not the festival that it used to be. It was amazing at that time. I mean, you could go to the festival and...
What's changed, Willa?
I think money has changed it. Sponsorship has changed it. The city, I don't think, I don't know what's happened. I think the sponsorship is a really big thing. When it was the Smittix Cat Laughs, there was money there from the brewery and they pumped it in and it was great. I mean, you go down there, the June bank holiday weekend and the sun would be shining and, John Bishop would be walking up the street or, or Bill Burr. Oh, no, sorry, or Bill, what was his name? Bill, the American guy that plays the golf.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yeah. He done it as well. Like, I mean, and you could see anybody and there was no...
And Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, there was no ways.
Yeah, he did Cat Laughs.
No ways of graces. Like, and people would stop and say hello, and you could get a photograph or whatever. I loved it as well. Start playing a bit of golf. So we used to play Gowran Park, Mount Juliet, and we also used to play a golf course, which I think is a hidden gem. But you need a golf thing. It's
need a what?
Castle Comer.
You need a buggy.
Comer is an amazing golf course.
They changed the golf course around. How long is it since you played it?
I haven't played it in about 7 years.
They changed the course around so that you
have to play
go up the hill, down the hill, back up the hill.
Yeah.
Now it's sort of up the hill, you sort of stay up there and back down the hill, and
The pro shop
But
was
you do need a buggy.
the pro shop was a
Yeah.
vending machine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, still
That's
is.
it, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, God, yeah, it's just a vending machine.
Yeah.
But look, it was
the
all
club
that.
logo sitting in the back
It
of
was all that.
It was though. You get gloves, tees, balls, whatever you want in the
Yeah,
vending
it was.
machine.
It was all that aspect of it. I remember one year being down there having lunch with Killian Murphy, myself and Des and Killian Murphy's missus. And it just really laid back, like, you know, just a lovely buzz. Kilkenny is an amazing town as well. Like, the people in it are really, really nice, you know. And I don't know what's happened to it. I'd love to see it get revived and see that thing come back into it, because I don't think the country on the whole does enough for comedy festivals in this country.
Well, if you lose it, it's probably very hard to get it back, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's from so good to being like billboards, like you're saying, on the streets, to being. Is it nearly gone now?
I think what's happened as well over the last few years is that comedy is much more accessible now than it ever was. So back in those days, it sounds like we're really old, but you know what I mean? Back in the 15, 20 years ago, comedy wasn't as accessible as it is now. So you would see the likes of Dara O'Brien and Des on telly, and you're like, oh my God, they're in Kilkenny this weekend. Let's go down and see them for the weekend. And the place used to be packed. So I think that kind of allure, that kind of prestige is gone from it. I do think it can be revived, though. I think with a bit of planning, with a bit of sponsorship, as Willie said.
Yeah.
I think it'd be easily embraced.
Yes,
like
100%.
Even this part, even Carlow, like the Kilkenny's 30 minutes on road for us. Like every Joe Bank holiday you work at laughs.
Yeah.
That was it.
I don't know if Dennis O'Brien or something is listening, or you know, someone knows someone that has a shitload of money. You know, it'd be great for someone just to go down and redo it, because, and I'm not just saying it from a comedian's point of view, because I remember the first year we went to Kilkenny, myself and yourself, and we were in the Kilford Arms watching Rod Gilbert. I remember the lineup. It was Rod Gilbert, Ed Bourne, and Jason Bourne, and we sat there that first year as punters watching it.
We played
and it
the
was
match, didn't we?
We got on and we played the soccer game, and there's just something about it. There's a buzz about the town. There's there's no trouble in the town. People are having a bit of laugh, like, you know. And to go back then the following year, I remember you calling me and going,
I'm after
I'm getting the kill. I was like, what? You saying to me, did they call you yet? And I was going, no. I says, no one's calling me. And I was like kind of going,
panicking,
checking your phone.
Yeah, you know, and then the phone would ring and I'd be taking the phone out. We going,
and you'd see the name come up, and you have to play it real cool, going, sorry, who's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's on the phone. Oh, yeah, sorry, Eddie. How you?
Yeah, and it was Eddie Bannon at the time, wasn't it? And that's what happened. Probably a couple of hours later, my phone rang and I was seeing Eddie Bannon, and I was like, oh, yeah, and it's like that butterflies, you know.
Slow down here now.
But you also do the classic, you go, hang on, to just see if I'm available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing cartwheels
You know,
inside.
I might move 1 or 2 gigs, I might try and squeeze this in, yeah. Nice one, yeah.
Yeah, but it was great to get down and be a part of the festival. And I suppose you kind of get your identity then, because you're on a lineup like with comedians, like, and you're kind of going,
Feels real now.
we're comedians now, like, you know. It was, it's a great festival.
It is great because you do, like all festivals, you get to rub shoulders with the big superstars.
You're on
in
par with
comedy.
them, right?
Yeah, and you're kind of going, geez, I'm on the same bill as these. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm getting just as much laughs as them. And, but even just seeing them walking up close and their little routines and that kind of thing, it's just it's an education every time.
What's an ideal time for a comedy show? Like, is an hour, over an hour, too much? Is it hard doing an hour for a
one-man
stand-up?
show?
Yeah. Is it hard doing an hour?
One man,
hour
well,
would be
look, a
tough, wouldn't
one-man show realistically would be an hour and 20 minutes. If you're doing it on your own,
That's hard.
we were only talking about this. It's not really when you have it done and you have it written. And Eric has done one-man shows and I've done one-man shows. Like, we would always use support. I find bring the next generation through. You like of comics, like, you don't know who is going to be who. Like, so I'd always give someone a run out, like, you know, give them 20 minutes, let them go on before me. I'm actually doing a gig in Bray or in Greystones next week, and I haven't got a support act. It's part of the Bray Comedy Festival on at 4 o'clock in the Whale Theatre in Greystones. But I just said to Eric earlier, you know, and Eric says to me, all you have to do is your own show, like, so you don't even have to do your support. You know what I mean? So you'll go out. I'll probably do an hour and 20 in the hour show, like, but I'll go out for 10 minutes and I'll talk to people, see how they are and what they do, and then I just kind of kick the show off. So it goes very quick.
I think when you're touring with a show, like as a comedian, if you're touring with a show, like, your show should just be an hour. That's the show itself is an hour. And if you want to add 20 minutes, half an hour on the first half, you ought to do, as Willie says, you ought to go out and do it yourself or into crowd work, or you bring a support act. But ideally, the show itself that people have bought tickets for, so for Willa's new show, it's like, it's Dead Man Talking. You want to see the Dead Man Talking show? It's about an hour long.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the whole experience could be nearly 2 hours long because you have a support act, you have a break and all that kind of stuff, like, you know.
So there's a lot of work in testing material as well, though, right? Going to the smaller venues and testing material, and like, talk to me about the writing and like. So Join the Hood, brilliant. We're comedians now. A year down the line, we get that 50 quid. At what point do you like, I may fucking start writing shit here and getting serious about this?
Yeah. I suppose, like, as Billy mentioned, we were very spoiled at the start. We got all the big venues, and then we went on the circuit, and we started getting paid. And I think it's when you start getting festivals, when you start getting booked to headline clubs, then you realise, Jesus, I could maybe make a living out of this, you know. And I chose to take that leap of faith from my job. I had a good job. I had a really good job. I mean, Mrs. will tell you how fucking good a job it was. You know, it's just like, and I still feel an element of guilt about it all because, but do you know what? I'm happy in my own skin. I'm delighted. I've no regrets, kind of thing. I didn't want to be the person who kept working, didn't really take the comedy seriously, and then getting to this age and going, what the fuck was I doing? Why didn't I just go for it? Like, you know, I went for it. And come here, it's not been easy. It's still not easy, but I'm happy in my own skin, and I'm glad I made the right move. But again, it was a big decision. I still have 4 kids, but they're all grown up now. 4 kids and a mortgage. I had a health plan. I had a pension in the job. It paid really well.
It's hard to walk away from that, isn't it?
Huh?
It's hard to walk away from that.
Yeah, but I didn't just walk away. I knew they were giving out little redundancies and golden handshakes, and I went down to my HR department and says, look,
Give me the dance.
you know the story. I'm doing the bleeding comedy, and it's going well with me and all that. It says, if there's anything coming up, give us a shout. And I'd say about after that initial conversation, about 6 months, 8 months, 9 months later, they rang me and says, we might have something for you. I fucking ran down to HR doing cartwheels, as I say. Like, you know, where do we sign? Like, you know. And I got a nice payment off them. I'm sure it was gone in a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does it last too long?
It softened the initial shock, like, you know what I mean?
Is there space, you know, I'm just thinking of previous conversation, you're talking about comedians starting things like that, and I'm thinking, I love comedy, right? Panel shows. Mm-hmm. Where are panel shows were a fantastic platform for comedians.
I don't get a look in on them. I've never been on a panel.
You don't do them anymore?
No, I know, but even when they did, I never got a look in on panel shows. I've got a head for radio, like, do you know what I mean? So, I've never got a shout for anything like that.
Me and you both, brother.
And come here, listen, it's not as if I put my hand up and went, you know, I'll try my hand or anything, I'll step in the ring, like, and have a go on anything at all. But it was just one of them things I never got a shout for. Never kind of annoyed about it or anything like that. I mean, it's still kind of gone on and still walked and still doing whatever, but just one of them things I never...
Yeah, the panel show, it's just kind of died out, really. We had Neil Delamere on our podcast last week, and he was talking about that because obviously he came through with the panel.
Yeah.
And it was a huge thing for him when TV had power, where it doesn't really have that much power now. So I think that's why panel shows probably are dying out a little bit. They're still in Britain, aren't they? You know, you've got Mock the Week and
8 out of 10 cats
QI, 8 out of 10 cats. Yeah, it would be great if there was a panel show, but even if there was a panel show, I'm not sure it would have the impact that old panel shows used to have. Like Neil was saying, like, even back in the old days, if you went on the Late Late Show, that was a guaranteed tour selling out.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it might shift a few tickets, but it's not going to fill every seat.
Fuck that! Is that not fucking mental? Like, why the shift? Is it just time?
I think it's an awful lot to do with the internet as well and social media. Like you know, you can see all these people on social media for free. Like, do you know what I mean? I know it's a new show and all that, but like a lot of people are, you know, will go and support the arts in no matter what form it is, whether it's comedy, whether it's theatre, you know, whatever it might be. But I mean, it's so accessible online now. I mean, you put in a comedian's name, something comes up or whatever, and some people will make do with that. Obviously, there is people who want to go and see. I think live performance is the way to go. There's nothing better than going and seeing a band live, or going to see theatre, or going to see comedy. Like that is where it's at. And realistically, that is what pays the artist's wage. Is that, I mean, you're not getting much money by anything online at all. You're not getting that. Well, I'm not getting a shilling for anything I have, you know. Yeah, so it is. It's in, and the craft is, as Eric says, it's sitting down, it's writing the material. People come and see me or come and see Eric, and they think, you know, they don't see the shit gigs, the 7 minutes that we done in these theatres, the travelling that we done to go. I mean, we played in a venue. We done 4 gigs last week, and one of the venues wasn't great. Like, annoying. Not that we were great. We turned up, we done the gig.
We
No,
were very
genuinely
good.
we were. But like the room was terrible, like, and it's I walk in and look and I go, oh, holy Jesus, like.
Is that like getting bet in an FA Cup final or a big game?
Do you know what? It's soul destroying sometimes. People just think, or I have a pub, I'll get comedians.
Yeah.
And it's just not what it is. It's not about
It's
that.
not that simple.
You need look. It's like trying to bring a five-a-side football team to play in a ditch. Like you need the pitch to play on. You need. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You
Like,
need
need
the
the
seats
basics,
facing
sort
the
of.
right direction. You need no obstructions. You need proper lighting. You need proper sound. People, as Willie said, people think, I'll just hand my mic.
Yeah.
No lighting.
Yeah, make
you
us
have to
laugh
walk,
there, bud.
stand in the corner of the pub.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Make us laugh, yeah.
Ah, just do your jokes. You're just a comedian, ain't you? Do you think it's that simple?
Yeah.
When it's not. But if it, like just to go forward on that, like I've been asked to do a lot of weddings over the years, you know, and I've done weddings, but only on the proviso that they set the room up the way I want it set up. I said, look, I will do your wedding, but I need you to do me one favour. And they're like, what? She says, on the day, because most weddings, as you know, right, there's a stage where the band is.
Yeah.
There's a big dance floor, and then there's these circular tables all
Yeah.
around the dance floor. So as a comedian, they're miles away from you, the people.
Yeah.
They're miles away. You need them in. So I say to them, if you just put loads of chairs on the dance floor, right up against the stage, like tiered seating, and they're like, really? I said, no, swear to God, if you do that, it will work. And I've done it. And weddings have come in. It takes 10 minutes for them to move all the chairs on the table. And what happens is the people at the wedding are going, what the fuck's going on here? Because they're not aware that there's a comedy show coming in. But then when they're all sat down in the tier, they're all kind of going, this is fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a comedian. And then they're facing the right way, the lighting is on you, the sound is perfect, and bang, the gig takes off. But a lot of the time, I arrive at the wedding and I've told them, we didn't have time to set it up. And you're like, watch this. And it's such a fucking struggle for half an hour. And you're like, look, at least I'm getting paid well. I think of the money and run, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're going to a gig, you want to watch it and hear it.
yeah,
So if you're going to a pub, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, and you can't, I want to buy something good, but I can't fucking see them. Fuck that, I'm going into the lounger.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's-
yes.
You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Or you,
I
even
know you're not
worse, what
fucking-
happens is you switch off and you start chatting to your mates, and then the sound starts rising, and you're like,
You definitely listen with your eyes, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
100%.
look, it's like just what Eric talked about there. Like you could have a room of 100 people in it, and if 4 or 6 of them people is talking while you're on, it's so difficult.
It's fair line as well.
It really is. And I say
How
to
do you
people,
tackle
look
it?
at. Well, look, you just say to people, look, if you ask them really nicely to stop. You know, look, if you just want to talk, if nobody is talking, but go outside and talk. Do you know what I mean?
We
Like
did a gig.
they're missing the whole thing of what's going on. And not only that, you're there and you're trying to perform and you can hear.
Yeah.
Like it's so loud. They might as well have a microphone while you're on stage, and it's so disheartening when you're
But
trying
also
to
the
do
people
it.
that want to listen, they can't fucking listen
and
either.
that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
They're distracted because you see people sitting around and going, what the fuck's going on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And you're losing a load of the audience then, you know. We did a gig last Sunday, and there was a girl talking loudly as I was on, and I did the old, I says, where did you learn to whisper in a helicopter? You know, and she's like, she's like, and she got a bit affronted by that, like, you know what I mean? She was like, what do you mean? And I says, sorry, I says, I'm trying to do a gig now. The rest of the crowd were going, yeah, shut the fuck up to her. And she was like, anyway, I'm only here to see Willa, right? And the whole crowd went, ooh. And I was like, Jesus. I says, not only are you rude, you're even ruder. You're an awful bitch, ain't you? He says, look, I says, I don't blame you. He says, if I was sitting down there, I'd want to see Willa as well. And then I turned around and I said, go fuck yourself. And the whole crowd went, yeah. And she just shut the fuck up then for the rest of the night, like, you know what I mean? But it's disrespectful, really,
And
isn't
then
it?
when I
Like,
was on, what did she do?
oh, she left.
After all that,
Yeah, she left.
She said, he's shy.
I'll give him 10 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't got any glue, lads. Crocodile shoes. Just from doing
They are classics. They last forever, don't
You
they?
got
them?
soul.
You got soul. Do you know what? Do you know hecklers and things like that? When you're writing, do you put a space in where there's potential for a heckle?
Do you know what? If it's a really good heckle, I go with the heckle.
Or do you?
Oh, 100%.
Embrace it, like.
Acknowledge
We've
it.
heard some great heckles. Like I always say to people, if I'm hosting a gig or doing a gig, like a lot of the time, if I'm hosting, I go, I say, look, if you've got a heckle, just make sure it's a good one. I say, if it's a good one, we'll have a bit of laugh, you'll get a round of applause. But if it's a shit one, I'm gonna fucking tear you asunder. So you be very, very careful where you heckle and what you heckle with.
It's a good feeling, like when you're on stage. Like, it's not as common as people think. Heckling doesn't happen that much, but when it does happen, if it's good, you've got to acknowledge it, because then you just look weak. You know what I mean? Just ignoring it.
If you brush over it, it's
Yeah.
Does
But
the heckler think they're better than the comedian?
we see, this is the thing, and that's the gut feeling I'm talking about. Some people will just roar up stuff just to get attention.
Yeah.
And I've seen comedians deal with hecklers, but the heckler keeps coming back because they think the show's all about them.
Yeah.
And they're drunk. I seen like one time in the laughter lounge, one night in the laughter lounge, self-policing was doing great. I was watching someone on stage and some prick was roaring shit up, and the comedian turned around and dealt with them, put them back in that box, and then he came back again. And then all the people around him went, "See you. We paid 20 quid in to see him, not you prick. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And the man just sank back into his seat, like, you know what I mean? So
Tell me this: if you were to design a venue for comedy, what would it look like?
the Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool.
Okay.
It's an incredible venue. It's
ran by comedians, for comedians, and for punters. There's no better person to design a comedy room than a comedian. The Hot Water Club in Liverpool, I haven't played it. Eric has. And if Eric, it's like if I say to Eric, this venue was brilliant. The venue is always brilliant. And I take Eric's word as well. Also, another really good comedy club would be The Stand. They've got The Stand in Glasgow, The Stand in Edinburgh, and they've got The Stand in Newcastle as well. And there's room for these comedy clubs here. I just cannot understand why there's not so many comedy venues in this country. Like, I mean, some counties you go into, there's no comedy club at all whatsoever. And I think we're at a time. I think we're at a time in life that people need to get out and have a bleeding laugh. Like,
yeah, love it. Yeah.
You know,
we're here to save you all.
No, but you know what? It's not. It's an escape. You know, like a lot of audience will come out and like comedians have stuff going on in their life. And I think it's great for that hour or 2 hours that you're in a comedy club that you can forget about the bleeding bills, you know, that are at home, or that person in your family that's not well at the minute, or whatever it might be. And it's just an escape for a couple of hours to get out and have a bit of laugh. Like, you know, that's what I think. We don't do it like England. England have it. I mean, if you were a comic over in England and you were gigging, you could literally gig 7 nights a week. Like, you could go all, even in London. If you lived in London, there's comedy on 7 nights a week. There's clubs in London that you could do 3 gigs in one night. Like, you could be in the Central in Leicester Square and you could do the Comedy Store, you could do the Top Secret Comedy, and you could do Soho Comedy Club or somewhere like that. There's that much to do. Dublin, even though it's a city, there's not an awful lot. You could do the comedy circuit in Dublin.
There's a lot of gigs there, but some of them are run better than others. And also, like you were talking about new material later on, and this is something me and Willie have spoken about, especially in Dublin. What we do is when we write new material, we go into the smaller clubs to road test it. But me and Willie are real dubs.
Yeah.
We would tend to write a lot of Dublin stuff for Irish stuff.
Travels well, though.
Yeah, but what happens is, though,
travels well with Dublin people
and Irish people, but the amount of people in Dublin who are tourists. So you're walking out into a crowd one night, and 80% of the audience are from overseas, and you're like,
yeah.
what the fuck? So you can't really tell whether it's going to land or not. Like, you know what I mean? Because you think you've got some good stuff, but if it's Irish people, they'll get it. But if you're from fucking Germany, you're going to go, what the fucking hell's going on here?
Like when I was even writing the show Dead Man Talking, I was going in, and the same as what Eric said, and I'm getting off stage and I'm bleeding. I'm saying to myself, is this material actually any good? Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But what happened was, like, the first couple of gigs I had was in my own hometown in the Axis in Ballymun, and I went up and I done the whole show there.
Fine-tuned it.
And it all landed, like, you know, and it's sometimes, come here, it's like us going over, the four of us going over to a comedy, an English-speaking comedy club in Italy or Spain, and they're coming in and talking about a housing estate in Malaga that you don't know, and you're kind of going, you're sitting there kind of going, what the fuck, like?
Yeah.
Do
you know what I mean? Yuppo, bro. You know, so it's difficult. The country needs more clubs, and if there's more clubs, there'll be more people doing stand-up. So it just kind of opens the doors for other people as well. Look, we all know people that are funny. Some people are funny just with their mates. People think, oh, he'd be a great comedian. Yeah, he's a great laugh with his 6 mates in the pub. But you give him a microphone and you put him in front of 100 people, it's a completely different ball game altogether. Like,
yeah. Do you know? I just touch on something you said there. When something doesn't hit, talk to me about that doubt. You're like, when I was writing that, I thought it was fucking gold.
Yeah, you do. You come here. sometimes what you think is funny ain't funny to other people, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then equally, something that you don't think is that funny, it might be a setup. People are breaking their shit, laughing at it, and you're like, geez, I didn't think the laugh was going to be in that point.
That wasn't the joke. Yeah.
But I'll take it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But also as well, it's almost like an ego trip. Like, my missus would be the first to hear anything new I've written, and I go, hey, what you think of this? Blah, 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 and she go, very good, or nah, don't think that'll work. And that goes, right. And you went to town that night and you do it, and you come back, it fucking worked. And you'd be delighted, like, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's like, there's a rule, I suppose, of a lot of comedians use. It's like, if it doesn't work 3 times in a row, you kind of go, right, there's nothing there, fuck it, did you?
How do you deal with it on stage at the moment, though? You think, well, fuck, that didn't go down well.
You just,
No, everything I do is really good, so...
No, do you know what? You always have something there to go back into if it's not working. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have another, like, you like, if it's not really happening, you
make a
go
joke
on into
about it.
something else.
Yeah.
So one thing I do is, like, if I'm trying a new bit in the show, so like we would sandwich it in between all the material that we know is working.
Yeah.
We go, right, throw this new bit out and see how it lands. And if it doesn't work, what I always go is, wow, well, there's new material that I'll never see the light of day again. So thanks very much for your honesty. And they all go,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The joke about the joke is the best joke, right?
Yeah.
Is it a saturated circuit at the minute, boys?
Well, we're all this rain lately.
Yeah. I've got to be kind of honest with you. I don't do at the moment loads of clubs. Like, I'm not kind of in on the club scene at the moment. Not for the sake of not wanting. They're just kind of politics in comedy as well, because there is politics with people that run venues and all that. And I wouldn't be sitting here naming anybody. That's not my gig.
We'll do it outside.
Just, do you know what it is? It's a difference of opinion sometimes. Yeah. So I wouldn't be really at the moment a club comic. Now, I was in town last night in a gig called In Stitches, which is a great little club in Paddock Carney's on Dame Street. And I was on there, and I was literally on. I asked to go on first. I was on 10 past 10. I done 20 minutes, and I literally treat her as work. I go in like 10 to 10. I go on 10 past 10, 20 minutes, jackets on, see you later, gone out the door. Do you know what I mean? So we don't hang around.
Nearly an hour and you're in and out.
Yeah, to see who's up and coming or anything like that. And sometimes I think I really need to do that as well. I think I need to have a look at who's coming through or watch it, and maybe some nights. But it's a bit weird, kind of a comic sometimes, to go out and be in a club when they're not on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, what do you mean by saturated?
Like, is there loads? Like,
Loads of comedians.
Yeah.
There's millions and millions of comedians and millions of gigs. And that stems from the fact that comedians who aren't getting gigs are setting up their own gigs. Do you know what I mean? To get stage time, which is understandable.
Yeah, and then a lot of comedians do as well in Ireland and in Dublin on the whole is that they start up comedy clubs and they don't charge anything in.
Yeah.
And they're a disaster. I'll never gig in a comedy club where it's free in. Because in life, if you give something to somebody for free, they abuse it.
Yeah.
Do you know? I find that. I just don't do them. They go, oh, it's free in, and we've 7 comedians on. And I'm going, that's way too many comedians. Do you know what I mean? To have on a bill. All you need on a bill is an MC and 2 acts. That's my thinking.
The opener and then yourself.
Young people think that's doing comedy. You know, all the new comedians, and I know they need stage time and all that, and I get that, and I'm not denying anybody of that at all. I think, look at as much stage time as you can get, do it. But I think at least charge even a £5 in. Let people, let people pay their way. Don't give it for free. Don't give it for free, like, because it just doesn't work. And I've known from over the years, and I just don't do them for free. You know, the only thing I'll do for free is if it's a charity thing or something like that that's kind of close to my heart.
Or this podcast.
Something that or something that, you know, that I want to do and I feel, you know, could contribute to it and make a bit of a difference or make a bit of a change.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no, I don't do free comedy clubs. That's the truth.
It makes sense, though. It makes perfect sense, because you need quality behind things and you need value behind things, right? And if you remove that, it removes the value and the quality, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you got to know your own self-worth as well.
Yeah.
You know, now don't get me wrong. If I'm trying out new material and I'm looking for stage time, I go in and do it for nothing. Into a club that people are paying into. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm hearing you.
But I'm taking it on my own back, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the reason that there's a long-term goal for me to do that. I'm doing that in order you know, to catch a bigger fish somewhere along the line in a few months' time when the show kind of comes together. But yeah, I totally disagree with free not only free comedy, with free art and free gigs or free stuff. People just they abuse it.
But it's good for your profile, Willie. It's good for your profile.
Yeah, it's good for your profile. Yeah.
All right, talking about writing for television.
Jesus.
The difference. Is it a space you'd ever think you'd get into?
No. It comes in the back of, I suppose, stand-up. It's comedy. It's like, so that's the thing with stand-up. Like, it's opened so many doors.
Yeah.
So we're not just doing stand-up comedy as such. So we both have a podcast now. I do a lot of presenter work with Joe.ie, that kind of stuff. Writing. I did, like Willie said he didn't get on panel shows. I got on a couple of panel shows towards the end of the panel show era. There was one after the panel called Next Week's News. Yeah. But it was run by the same people who ran the panel, Seamus Cassidy and whatever they were called, Toronto Productions. And they got me in one night to do a warm-up for the audience. And somebody else hadn't turned up. And they said, Eric, actually, do you want to sit on the panel? And I said, fuck it, yeah. And I did really well. So they booked me for another 2 episodes. And then Seamus, who has been, you know, a big force in Neil Delamere's career from the panel, he kind of took a shine to me all of a sudden, going, this fella's actually funny. And he asked me then to write pieces for the television, for the show itself. So Bernard was the presenter, and I'd be writing his opening monologue kind of thing, like just getting a few laughs. And it's different, I suppose, when you're writing for someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also as well, I remember Republic of Telly, they were great as well because they invited a lot of new comics to come in and try stuff. The only thing I would say about it is that I remember going in, they asked me to write this sketch where I was a weatherman and they'd have a green screen behind me and it was snowing and I'm outside Oris and Uteron and I wrote this thing and I checked it with a couple of comedians. I remember sending it to Carl Spain because Carl's a great judge of what's funny and what's not funny.
And a great writer.
Yeah, and he looked at it and he went, Daddy, that's really good. He says, well done, you know, go in. So I went into RT that day and I showed them it and I said, this is what it is. And they were like, these are non-comedy people, they're TV people. And they were looking at it going, oh, and they changed it. And I was new, wet behind the ears. And I just went, all right, then I'll do it your way. Yeah. I remember doing it and looking at it going, oh my God, that was a fucking cringe fest. Like, they should have let me do
your own way.
I'm a comedian. I know what's funny. Other comedians looked at it, they thought it was funny. Why am I being overruled by TV people who don't know what's fucking funny?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was frustrating.
You like us going into a TV studio and saying, look, I think you're better off putting that camera over there and getting
just how you present it.
I don't know anything about television cameras. The problem is with RTE and Virgin Media and a lot of these places is that they try to restrict you from your craft. Like, even though you know it's good what you're doing, they kind of try. It's like you're combing your hair and you go in, they just mess it all up on you. They go, oh no, your hair's grand now, like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's probably the
way they like it.
It's the way they want it, like, you know. I mean, like, there's the Savage Eye, one of the greatest things that probably ever graced the airwaves of television, and it ran its course and they never got it back, like. Do you know what I mean?
That wouldn't work today, though. Savage Eye wouldn't work today.
You know, it's like there's what is there on TV at the moment on RTE or Irish television that's good comedy? Like, there's not enough.
Is it the case though with RTE, and I'm no expert, lads, by any means, probably the opposite, but is it the case they just don't understand the demographic? That they're still catering to maybe the late show demographic?
Yeah, there's an element to that, but I think when Republic of Telly came in, there was definitely a refocus of who their audience was, and they went after younger people. Yeah. Definitely. But now I don't know who's in charge of comedy and entertainment there anymore. I know Eddie Doyle used to be a few years ago. There's someone else in there now. What we're getting now is we're getting more kind of comedy dramas as opposed to panel shows and, you know, shows that where we could excel in. So, like, there's that new one out now at the moment with Tim Von Lawler with the Sacred Vows or something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
priest,
it, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to sit down and watch that now over the weekend probably. But I just think they've changed their focus. So panel shows are gone, but we're bringing in comedy dramas. Look, as long I'm very, very much in favour of local Irish-based stuff being made, and as long as they're doing that, I'm happy. You know what I mean?
I think another drama. Like, I mean, look at Father Ted. Look how well Father Ted done. Look at all the comedians.
That wasn't a drama.
It wasn't.
What I'm saying, like, look at how well that done, like, worldwide. Yeah. Look at the festivals that are still going on about it. I mean, they could there has to be a decent writer out there that could write, not something exactly like that, but I'm saying something that'd have comedians in it, you know, and ordinary actors or whatever it might be, and get something decent on the telly, like, you know.
Yeah.
There's not an awful lot.
But even the Father Ted story was turned on by RT, right? They had to go over to
Allegedly
Channel 4,
so.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've
The
read
rumours.
since, like, that was the big thing. You know, oh, geez, RT missed the boat there. But then I've read stuff over the last couple of years where that wasn't actually true. They never went to RTE. They went straight to fucking Channel 4 because they were the big hitters at the time, like, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure there's any credence in that, to be honest with you. It could be true, but I'm hearing lately it's not. It's a bit of an urban myth.
Like the likes of them things come around though. They're generational, aren't like Father Ted's a generational thing, lads.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't think it's something that could be recreated, is it? Honestly.
And it's like, it's the beauty of it was there wasn't that many episodes made, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There
like
isn't an
Fawlty
awful
Towers.
lot of it. It's like Fawlty Towers.
Yeah.
Fawlty Towers only had 12
Couple of
episodes made or
seasons,
something like that. Whereas Father Ted is the same. It's like, you look at that last episode where they're going to America and then they don't go to America. And that's the
Sitting
last
in the
episode
airport.
He
Yeah.
died
Is that
shortly
the last
after
episode?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he died shortly just after that. Like,
you
which
look at
is
Only
kinda
Fools
mad.
Horses is like years and years and years old.
Yeah,
Do you know?
That's another classic, isn't it?
Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
He just don't make them like that anymore, did he?
No, they don't. They don't, no.
Is it? Have you ever contemplated writing a sitcom or writing a sketch show? Or
I haven't.
I was...
I want someone to write it for me and let me act in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a
You're a practical
script.
person,
No,
not a
but
theory
I'm
person.
saying like script writing and that wouldn't be something that I'd be into. Look, come here, myself and Eric get auditions for stuff, and if something comes in, you know, no matter what it might be, like I'm at the moment that they're getting a script to have in by Monday to do a FaceTime. Eric has kindly agreed to give me a hammer, like, you know, and it's stuff as well like that. If you don't,
Gotta make sure he gets it wrong, and then I'll apply for the same role.
I've got to be out straight. I was saying to Eric in the coffee shop up the road, I don't think I have the time for this, to do this. And Eric was like, well, what happens when it comes on telly then and you look and you go, jeez, I could have done that, or if it does really well and the cast do really well. So sometimes you really got to grab the bull by the horns and go, do you know what?
Don't look at your horse in the mouth.
I'm going to do this, like, you know.
Yeah.
I've had some stuff where I had to do FaceTime for. I was only talking to me missus last night, and I had her up at 2:30 in the morning doing the read through with me and the whole lot, and it was just
self-tape.
So frustrating. I never got the part. You know, if you're doing stuff, and Eric has acted in stuff and done stuff, and I've done small bits and pieces myself, you've got to be really good at rejection because you don't get a lot.
I was going to ask that. Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's a hard thing to deal with.
Come here. I'm actually really good. I've been rejected all my life, like, so it's water off the bleeding ducks back to me, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't get it, you don't get it, like. But I mean, it's like what Eric said to me in the coffee shop. It's like nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah.
If you don't go and put yourself out there to get this part, you'll never get this part. So why live with regrets and should-haves, would-haves and could-haves? If you're getting something put to you, like he said to me, the reason she's after giving you the part is because she believes
that you can do it.
You have potential to do this part.
Right.
So it's not like it's been given to 100 people. Like, so
That's the thing about auditions. It's like when you get the audition, it's almost a privilege that you've gotten the audition because so many people apply for parts, and the casting director will only see a certain amount. So when your name is selected, they clearly believe you have the potential to be this part.
To fill that gap, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just reminding Willie that this morning because he was like, him and Han about it, and I says, look, I know it's going to take a bit of headspace this weekend learning the lines, but
You're in their mind, like.
yeah, don't have any regrets. This is a big opportunity, and you might not get it, but you might get it.
Yeah, but you know what it is? See it when you're fucking chasing something, or you're chasing and acting and all in auditions. I'd say it can fill a lot of your mind as well.
Yeah,
And you can
100%.
probably over-prepare and overstimulate yourself.
The other side of the acting thing, which is tough to take, is that quite often you do an audition, and the only time you hear nothing is when you get it.
Yeah.
But when you don't get it, you're just left hanging.
It's
And
not
you're
hearing, not hearing's the worst, right?
yeah, it's horrible. And you're like a week after, you're going, is it too early to send a yoke saying, what's the story with that? Oh, do you know what I mean? You don't want to look too needy.
My head
either,
does get the better of me. I emailed them.
yeah, go on,
I
what's the
just
story?
go look at what's happening because I'd
That's
rather.
only a human
Yeah,
reaction.
I'd rather- done it.
No, but you know what? That's just part of the game. I mean, they're that busy. They're trying to get a TV program or they're trying to get a film together, and the last thing they need is to be answering 70 emails or phone calls. Going, do you know what I'm saying?
Dear John.
the time is very delicate and very precious when you're doing something like that. You know.
You've done a lot of personal stuff in theatre.
Well, I've done a big play. I wouldn't say I've done a lot of personal stuff. I've done a little bit of theatre, but the last play that I done was very, very personal because it was a bit about my life and a bit about the dark times that I had in my life as well, and it was about prison and it was about addiction, and it was a heavy piece of theatre. It was a really good piece of theatre. It was
documentary theatre, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it was
The Examination.
Yeah, it was called The Examination, and we done a lot of stuff for it. And that was another thing, like what Eric just talked about there, that I got a message on Twitter for this guy. This guy was saying to me, listen, we'd like you to come in and have a look. And I said to me, missus, I says, I don't think I'll be into that. And she said to me, just go in. What have you got to lose, like, you know?
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, if my missus had a turn around to me and said, you know what, right, yeah, leave it. Do you know what I mean?
You would have left it.
That would have never happened. But I'm so glad that I went in to meet these two guys who are friends of mine now at the moment and are exceptional theatre makers and do really good stuff. They've got an amazing play out at the moment called Bellow.
Okay.
Bellow by Brokentalkers, and if people want to Google it and have a look and see where it's on, I can promise you, I've seen this play. It is amazing. It's about an accordion player from Ballybunion who was basically the Tiger Woods of accordion playing. His father was generational. They were all accordion players. They all played at trad festivals. He went to a competition in Kilkenny one week on his own, 14 years of age, got on the bus and went up and won it, and was then, because he'd missed out on his childhood, got into the drink.
Yeah.
And the show just takes a turn from there, and it's an amazing piece of theatre. So they're they've just been in New York for 3 weeks.
Oh.
Doing that. And I had the opportunity when I done this play, and we won awards with it, and we won different stuff for it, and had the opportunity to go to different countries. Went to Belgium, went to Berlin, went to Norway, Paris. I done a week in Paris, Edinburgh, and all these different things, and it was great. It was really, really.
Is it harder to be honest, Willa, than funny in them moments?
I find it very easy to be honest at the moment, because for years in my life I was very dishonest. So I've changed my whole thing around to the opposites. So I used to be always late. Now I'm very punctual. Do you know what I mean? I used to be dishonest.
As well, sorry, Willie, to cut across you, but also like when Willie's doing the play, he's given a script.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not making up stuff out of his own head.
Yeah.
So whether he's being honest or not is irrelevant, because he's just saying the words that were written for the play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but some of it is my input, it's my life experience, is what happened to me.
But the delivery of it is an honest delivery rather than being a comedic delivery, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like any time I've performed that play, like it's me. It's therapeutic. It kicks up stuff. The dark times in my life where realistically, you know, I was in a psychiatric hospital in London, which tried to take my own life. You know, so it kind of transports me back there to being there on the night that I just give a really, really good raw performance of what it is, and the guy that's in it with me plays an amazing part as well, like, you know. So very honoured to do it. And it's something to kind of add to me resume or me portfolio, you know, to what I can do. Like,
certainly a plus, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's about taking chances, and it's about going and doing these things. I'd love to do more theatre. I was actually only thinking the other day of me and Eric maybe writing something that we could do together, do a 2-man. Or get someone involved with it, get an idea. I know you were asking us about writing. I wouldn't really be into doing all the writing on it, but I could get the idea and maybe get a writer involved. I don't know what it would be, but, you know, I'm sure we've both got the capabilities of stage acting and doing something. Like, so, again, like,
that's the easy part for you.
Yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained, like, you know, as well. Like, so, who knows? Watch this.
I love writing. I enjoy writing.
What do you write?
I'm working on... I've said this before. I was in Canada during the summer. I was in this town called Banff. Banff.
Oh, Banff.
BANFF. Absolutely fucking immaculate. Locomotive station. Locomotive was going through it. And I got the idea of what committee runs this town. So I'm writing a thing called The Committee. About 5 or 6 different characters that run this town, right?
Banff.
And there's a bit of an underbelly in it.
Of course there is.
So there's one lad that deals a little bit on the side. There's one lad that lets in that's fucking harbouring fucking traffic and fucking immigrants and all that shit. So I just think that the beauty, but someone has to run this.
Yeah.
And how was it ran? And then I'm writing about a podcast.
They're writing about a podcast?
Yes.
And is it drama or comedy?
Comedy.
Okay.
Shite like.
We'll have a look.
I go up in the morning. I'm not a great sleeper, so I go up in the morning and just start writing.
That's brilliant.
I can't spell.
That's brilliant.
You know,
But do you reckon the morning or the night is the best time to write?
Yeah. And just
No, that sounds like
put
a
things
poem.
on paper, like, and trying to build.
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue. Like, I've never been
Doesn't
to a
make a
workshop or that. And it's
Doesn't make a difference.
But you're getting
just
it out there on the
mental
page or on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Have you put it anywhere? Have you asked anyone to look at it?
No.
Is it just a self project at the moment?
It's I'll send it to you when I finished it.
Do you? Like, seriously, like, I'm saying, like, if it's any use, bollocks, now I'm under pressure. I have to say it's
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not at all. No, it's just I just
that's
enjoy it. I just there's no structure
He'll
to
tell
it.
me, and anyway, he'll just
Yeah.
text you and say he said it's shit. Takes the pressure on me.
No,
He didn't want to say that.
We'll do the classic. Well, sorry,
He said
sorry,
it's shit.
Houston.
He was on the telly a year later doing it.
Yeah.
I got this idea down at Carlo.
He said people be saying, that's a different low. We'd be going, yeah, car low.
Monte Carlo.
Talk to you about podcast, boys.
Yeah.
You must be jogging. There's some unbelievable snippets in it. There's two that stand out to me. Well, there's one, I don't know if it's on the podcast, but you were on a podcast talking about a lad you used to work with that used to name things wrong, right? We'll go on to you. We'll go on to you, right?
Yeah.
You're Roddy Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Fucking
Brilliant.
gold.
Everyone says that to me about you as well.
It's
He
absolute
doesn't
gold.
I know Roddy was he
I'm not
when-
even thinking about it.
when that starts going, because I did it on the talking.
I just keep laughing. When you're going, I go down now.
Yeah. Oh, where they based? Yeah.
Give me the address of that
Yeah.
place.
Look, what's up, Roddy? Where do we get paid for that kid? I said, Roddy, you know yourself, 30, 60 days. It says it. Me bollocks. 5 days later. Look. Roddy, that's only 5 days. I said 30, 60 days. Me bollocks. Look, what's the address of that place? I come up now on me razor.
He's a character.
He's brilliant, didn't he?
Did I
He's
just
the
see you
best.
on a race? I go through the lights and see you? No. Come on. You sure? Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. I'm sitting here in Dublin.
Fucking brilliant.
That was on the Talking Bollocks podcast with Terence and Calvin.
Yeah, two boys,
It went really viral because I remember Roddy ringing me then going, what's this about you doing impressions of me? Me daughter's saying I'm all over the fucking internet at the moment. Roddy. I love Roddy.
His book is brilliant as well, lads.
It's amazing. I
Yeah,
downloaded the
the
audio book
audiobook.
of that and I was
So
listening
did
to
I.
it for the whole
Yeah, so
weekend,
did I, yeah.
driving around Galway and Sligo doing gigs and I texted him going, I'm listening to your audiobook. It's like you've been in the car with me for the whole weekend, you know? And he rings me back up, fair play to you. Thanks for listening to the book, Nick.
He's brilliant. He's, do you know what? It's raw honesty and it's pure Dublin humour and Dublin wit. He's just funny. And do you know what? There's thousands of Roddy Collinses in Dublin.
Yeah.
Do you know fellas like that are characters and, you know, have got loads of great stories but just aren't articulate enough to get it out there the way he does
Yeah.
it. He's got a way of doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he's a lovely man. He's a good friend of mine. Can ring him anytime. And I've done stuff for him in the past. I've done Q&As and I've done, you know, whatever it is. And he's just a really... He's one of them fellas that I knew I'd get on with him before I met him. Do you know? You know, you just have that kind of feeling. I'm actually going to get on with this fella. And he's got kind of the same beliefs and ethics that I have. And he's old school and... You know, just telling you about his past, and I just seen the thing he done the other day, where he got like a thing in Guinness's about his father walked in Guinness. His father died very young. God rest him, man.
Fit
And
man as well, right?
Yeah, and his mother is still up and on her feet.
Yeah.
But he's a great fella. He's got a heart of gold, and he do anything for you. He's just a good bloke, you know.
I love his fucking self-belief of how great he is.
Oh, yeah.
I think that can't be measured.
Yeah.
I think
Confidence.
that's
Well, I think that's almost like from his boxing heritage. You know, I know he wasn't a boxer, but his family were all boxers.
Yeah.
And he comes from a boxing background. It's that self-belief, that inner self-belief.
Oh, yeah.
Now, come here, a lot of times, when you get to know Roddy, you know some of it is for show. You know what I mean? That's what he does. That's his thing. So he feels the need
Sells
to do
that,
that.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
And
brilliant.
he sells everything really well, like, you know what I mean? But you catch him on his own and he's not the big bear brash. He's quite
He's a lovely
soft
man.
and vulnerable.
He's
like,
a
you know?
really nice
Yeah.
man, you know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of time for Roddy.
Yeah, yeah.
What's he doing with himself now?
Roddy's just like one of these fellas. He
floats.
chants his hand on
He was
like,
plastering before Christmas.
He was doing a
back
bit
in
of
the
football.
toe.
He was doing a bit of football stuff. Yeah, he was on the tools before
Yeah.
Christmas. He's doing
a bit of
Roddy's
walking
the
off
type
the
of
ball.
Roddy is the type of bloke that will never be idle. He'll always be doing something, or he'll always have something going. Like, you know,
He's a bit wee,
and,
bit woo.
Yeah, he's just one of life's good people. Like, you know, he really is. He's just a good bloke.
Well, getting back to your original question about
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah. I was going to say, where are you
hours
going? Where are you going with the podcast? What's the vision for it?
To grow it, get it bigger, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think that's the aim of most podcasts, isn't it? Just keep hoping we haven't checked in to find out what the listenership is at the moment, but we know it's after grown, which is great. We're doing it a year and a half, nearly. Well, no, 2 years now. 2 fucking years now. This month.
That's hilarious.
Now,
though,
there's been
lads.
breaks in it, like for a few months and whatever to sort out, whatever. And it's now just me, Willie, Joe.ie. We love doing it. We go in every Wednesday. You get to see me, mate. He gets to see his mate. We have a chat, and then there's a guest there who a lot of the time we know, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the joy, you know.
And then
What would you prefer?
We jump in the car on the way home, and we spend the journey home. We drop Eric in Finglas, and I head on up to Swords, and we just have a bit of crack, and we have a bit of catch up, and do you know what I mean? It's great. Like, Eric be one of me good friends. Like, do you know what I mean? He's not like me mate. Like, we're friends. We talk about personal stuff, and you know, if Eric has anything going on, he'll talk to me about it, and vice versa. And we work things out between us. We've got each other's backs. We believe in each other. We believe in what we do. We're good at what we do, and yeah, it's just a pleasure to be working with him. Like, you know, it really is. I've got. It doesn't seem like work. Like, do you know what I mean? The
that's the
podcast
thing.
isn't work.
But you can't. That's a connection that's natural. You can't. Like, you can't work at that. That's either there or it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
And that connection, like, I ain't the same with him. We just slaughter each other on this one.
And bizarrely enough as well, like, we do have big name guests on the show. Not always big names, but, you know, there's been a few big names over the years. But people message us and go, we love when it's just used to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we don't do that enough, really. Maybe we should do a little bit more of that. You know?
No guest, just the two E.
Yeah.
And we've had a few solo episodes where it's just me and him just talking absolute shite.
It's brilliant, though.
But people love it.
Yeah, it's
and they're in
gold.
bits laughing at it,
Yeah.
like, you know, so we will do that. Like, even in the live podcast show we're doing, The Ambassador, the first few minutes of that show will be me and Willie chatting with each other and chatting with the crowd, having a bit of crack, and then all the shit comes
What's
on.
the dates of that? Give yourselves a plug there.
We're on the
Sell
6th of
tickets.
March, Friday night, 6th of March, in the Ambassador Theatre in Dublin. It's a big venue. It's our biggest live podcast show. Yeah.
When are we announcing the guests? We're announcing the guests next week, I think, are we?
Well, we have to. Yeah, we're working with Joe to do a couple of. We've got 2 guests, so we're doing reveal videos.
Oh, yeah.
But we
love
want
it,
to do kind of a little sketch, so people will look at it and go, "Oh, Jesus, they're on the show," you know. So we should be filming them in the next week or so. Yeah.
And we've got a great team behind us, and Joe as well, that do all the filming and all the editing.
You need it,
behind
will
that.
it?
They're amazing.
Yeah, you
they
need
really
it.
are.
You
And
need it.
anything, you know, just to big up Joe, like anything we ask for in there, it gets done.
Right.
Like, they do it for us. It's like, right, we're backing you
Except
100%. Well, Joe can't sponsor us because, well, look, we're still looking for a sponsor, but I mean, Joe, we're in an awful lot better place than we are
100%.
than we were
Yeah.
last year, you know.
We'll move on, lads. We quick fire questions brought to you by Neighbourhood Cafe and Roastery on Barrack Street in Carlow, sourcing and roasting single origin specialty coffee for cafe, wholesale and retail, making the world a better place, one neighbourhood coffee at a time. # love where you live, see neighbourhoodcoffee.ie. Papa, this is all you, bud.
Yeah.
Quick fire
so
questions,
we've
boys.
8 or 10 questions here for you boys. Go to the both of yous,
Okay.
right?
So who answers like?
two of yous can answer.
Oh,
this.
right,
So it's good, right? So
You hit the
early
buzzer.
gig or late gig?
For me, late gig.
For me, early gig,
What's the difference?
the sober.
One is before the other.
Snap.
For me,
I'll take a sober crowd any day
Is
over a late crowd.
that genuine laughter then you're getting instead of...
I think it is. Well, I'm doing a gig next week in the Whale Theatre as part of the Bray Comedy Festival. As
Yeah.
you said, it's at 4 o'clock. That'll suit me down to the ground.
yeah, but all the alcoholics we locked at that stage. So
No, like that will suit me down 4 o'clock. Now, come here, I wouldn't be going 4 o'clock all the time. Like, early gig for me
Yeah.
would be like 8 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm less sure about my material, so the drunker the audience, the better.
Best crowd in Ireland?
That's a great question. Like, I wouldn't say best. Like, so if I'm looking at counties that I've done gigs in, and like genuinely, I've always said this. One of my favourite places to do gigs in the whole of Ireland, outside of Dublin, is Cork. I love Cork. I love gigging to Cork people. I love Cork people. And now there's this kind of
Cork, Dublin,
Cork, right? I think that's all bollocks. Really is. Like, you know what I mean?
I agree with you.
I mean, look at the road we get down there. May. We're mates already. Like, you know what I mean? So, Dublin and Cork. I love gigging in Cork. Don't gig there enough. Because, like Willie said, there's some places that don't have a booming comedy scene, and Cork has a comedy scene, but it's not as booming as it should be for such a city that size. Like, you know what I mean? But I love gigging in Cork. Where are you yourself, Will? Outside of Dublin.
Outside of Dublin, I like Scotland.
That's outside Dublin.
The Fringe,
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
not particularly the Fringe. I just think Scottish people just get the sense of humour. Like, do you know what I mean? I know I've done this thing on Joe.ie the other week about where I'd live, and I'd live in Scotland, but Scottish.
And all the Scots were commenting and going, "We'll adopt you."
Yeah, but the Scottish are great. They're great. They get the banter.
It's similar,
they get
isn't
the
it?
laugh.
There's an extra
They
between
get
Scotland and Ireland, isn't
Yeah,
there?
come
Celtic
here,
cousins.
they
Yeah.
get the stick. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like
The slagging.
yeah. And Cork is a great county as well. I lived in Cork for nearly 10 months, and big thanks to the people of Cork for
Ballincollig.
adopting me for them 10 months. It was a great place to live.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing city, and they're amazing people. You know, there's just a niceness about Cork people, like, you know.
It's not very quick fire, is it? Come on.
Right, flip the question. Worst crowd?
The worst crowds that I
The
find.
ones that don't laugh.
I have a big
the
issue with
easiest
them.
way.
I have a big issue with them. No, so we get booked to do corporate gigs, and corporate gigs are notoriously horrible to do because, again,
Stiff.
the people who are there haven't paid in anywhere.
Yeah.
They're being brought out by their job.
Yeah.
They want to have a few points, and they're like, "Who's this prick with the microphone?" And you're trying to do your comedy. And in those moments, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, Jesus Christ, just get me off the stage." You think, right, we've become mature and more disciplined now. We just go, right, just hammer on through it and think of the money.
Yeah.
Because it's usually good money.
Yeah.
And you can't take it to heart that they're all talking, they're not listening to you, or it hasn't gone as well as you'd hoped it would.
Yeah.
So the worst crowds are the corporate crowds.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. And I always at the end of the gig say to them, you know what, this is the best. He's been the best crowd, and I just basically tell them to fuck off in that way. Do you know what I mean? You're amazing. Like, I'd like to thank you all for that. And he'd be just standing there looking at you like that, you know? And just go, it's all about the money, baby. And just skip out the door.
Ka-ching.
Tea or coffee before a show?
I wouldn't see before a show. Most of my shows are in the evening, and I tend not to drink caffeine after about 4 o'clock. So,
Good idea,
but if
yeah.
I pushed, it would have to be tea. But I'm a coffee drinker in the morning,
Yeah.
but tea to lessen the caffeine impact for that night for sleep.
Yeah.
Coffee.
It's-
I drink
it's-
coffee
it's-
at 10 o'clock at night.
I'd say it's hard come down off a real good gig.
Yeah, it is. And any gig, even if it's a bad gig, because you're induced with adrenaline and you're going over it in your head and a
You're
lot of time-
analysing it and
Yeah,
you're dissecting
staring
it.
at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And your missus trying to go to sleep and you're going, yeah, but sorry, any couples in?
Can you pull away the flip chart, please? Nothing enough, though.
One word to describe the other.
Inspirational.
Yeah, beautiful. What a fucking beautiful description, Will, of you. Wow. No pressure.
No, can't play and top that, can I?
Sexy.
Kind of funny.
It's obvious, man. I'm in front of you. Look.
Not bad.
One more to describe the other.
Gargler. Weed smoker.
Roddy.
Did I just see you?
Jesus, that's a great question. And I think he took the best word, to be honest
Well,
with
I
you.
wouldn't be inspirational. In fairness, like I'm talking about your whole life and what you've done and where you've come from.
That's
That's why
That's
I'm
inspiring,
that's why
isn't
I
it?
chose that word.
Understanding. I
yeah.
would say.
It's not bad. I take that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Of your life. Yeah. Very good.
Or understanding of each other. Like, you know, we both carry our own crosses and we both help each other. Do you know what I mean? If Veric is struggling on a day, I'll give him a hand with the struggles and vice versa. I'm never on my own with Eric. We're like two peas in a pod. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's a
beautiful unity.
it's a really it's a really, really beautiful friendship, like, you know, that's evolved from bleeding from nothing, like.
Give you an example, right? Willie, it's been documented that Willie was the first ever comedian since 2013 to do the Gaiety in Dublin, right? But no, I won't talk about that now. I'll go on to that now in a minute. But here's the thing. When he was asked to do it, right? When he was asked to do it, he said, now, Willie had just sold out 3 Liberty Hall theatres, right? Amazing feat. These were some of his first big shows.
History making, right?
And then, like, he had about 6 weeks. He was told, we have a gap in the Gaiety on such and such a night. A month. We want to put you on the Gaiety. And Will I was going, what? That's like 1,100 tickets. And MCD went, we believe in you. And lo and behold, he fucking sells it out, right? In the 4 weeks he was given, right? But anyway, he rings me and he goes, they're after asking me to do the Gaiety. And I go, wow, well, fucking nice one. That's amazing. And he goes, yeah, fucking delighted. And then he hangs up. And then he rings me back up a few minutes later. He goes, and I was like, is everything all right? Because he sounded a bit, is everything all right? He goes, yeah, look, you know that gig? And I was going, yeah. I mean, I don't know how to say this, but would you open for me? And I was like, fucking right, I would.
Yeah,
oh my God. He goes, oh, nice one. I didn't want to. He felt bad asking me to be his support act.
Yeah.
Where I was thinking, oh my God, it's an amazing privilege, an amazing honour.
That's
Thank you
respect he has
so
for you
much.
though, right?
Exactly. There we go.
I just kind of wanted him to share the experience of the night as well.
Brilliant.
In such a bleeding beautiful
An
theatre,
iconic
like,
venue.
you know.
Brilliant.
It was incredible. What a night. And then the joke was, so all the press leading up to it was, Will I was going to be the first comedian since Billy Connolly in 2013 to be on stage in the Gaiety. But I was a support act and I walked out on stage and I went, turns out they were saying Will I was the first comedian since Billy Connolly. I said, well, yes. And Will I was on the side wing going, you prick.
Brilliant.
Oh, fucking brilliant. These are the quickest quick-fire questions ever. They're deadly.
Now we're here Tuesday.
Heckler, ignore or destroy?
It's a gut feeling. Sometimes, as I say, it could be somebody really drunk. If you give them the attention, suddenly they think the show's all about them. It's a gut instinct. It's in the moment. I don't think you can
Depends what he
say
says,
what
whatever.
you do every time.
You have to measure it right there.
Yeah, it's in the moment.
Yeah, mine is ignore, and then if they persist, then destroy.
Yeah. And
they're persi-
fucking
if they're persistent-
gloves are off here, you're getting
If
it.
they're persistent, look, let them have a couple of quips. But if it's the same person, and it usually is, that's it then. Just fucking
Go for
stuck into them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Vicar Street or small club?
Oh, Vicar Street every day of the week. It is,
Vicar Street
I've
for
heard
me.
this before, did I?
Vicar Street for me as well.
it's 1,100 people. It's perfect for comedy.
Is it?
It's perfect. The stage is so big. The ceiling isn't massively big. They're all right there in front of you. It's so vast. And the sound is immaculate. The lighting is perfect. It's an incredible venue. We've been very lucky over the years. We've done quite a lot of gigs over the years in Vicar Street and never take it for granted. And every time I'm in there to do a show, I get so excited. I can't wait. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Vicar Street. And I can't wait. Like, you know.
I think my best time ever in Vicar Street was for my 40th birthday. The 17th of June. I was talking to Tommy Tiernan.
Just in case anyone wants to know.
I was talking to Tommy Tiernan down. I was talking to Tommy Tiernan down in the Kilkenny Cats Festival, and I said, because Tommy's birthday is the 16th of June, and I'm the 17th.
Yeah.
So I'd always send Tommy a message on his birthday, happy birthday or whatever. And he says to me, "What are you?" I said, "I'm 40 this year." He says to me, "What are you doing for your 40th?" I says, "To be honest with you," I said, I've nothing planned at all, you know." And he says, "I'm on in Vicar Street. You want to support me?" He says, "And I'll give you a guest list." He says, of 20 people. You can bring 20 people in with you. And that's what I done.
That's
For
some
my
touch, isn't
40s.
it?
That was great. Do you know what? It just not only was it great for me, but I mean to walk alongside a comedy fucking icon and hero like Tommy Tiernan, who's been
brilliant,
very
isn't
good
he?
to myself and Eric
Yeah.
over the years. Like it was just an honour. Like,
I
you
came
know?
on the pod. He gave us one of the great clips as well from the podcast about the Roddy Doyle. So he says Dublin humour. He said He said I remember talking to Roddy Doyle, and Roddy Doyle was at the height of his fame. The family was on TV. He was on the Late Late Show, and he was walking through a particular part of Dublin, and there was a few youngsters sitting on the wall, and they look at him and they go, "Hey, are you?" And Roddy looks around and goes, "Yeah." "Are you Roddy Doyle?" And your man goes, "Yeah." "So what?"
I remember that. Yeah.
Brilliant. What was I supposed to do with that? Okay, brilliant. That was Tommy.
Yeah.
Joke you're sick of telling.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it's the opening line. It's my opening line, but I do it all the time, but it works. And even though I'm repeating, it still gets the laugh.
What is
so
it?
my opening line is, hello, my name's Eric Lalor, and as you can tell from the accent already, I'm disadvantaged. Darryl Breen actually told me that was one of the greatest opening lines he's heard from any comic.
That's brilliant.
I did a gig with him in Cat Laughs a few years ago. Shows you how old it is. And he came up to me after. He says, that opening line, that is fucking gold. He says, brilliant stuff. Thanks. He said, the rest of it, shit.
A joke I'm sick of telling would be my Brown Thomas joke.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. So, that's my joke.
You got to give us it.
No, you need to come and see the show.
I love that. Topic you'll never joke about.
Suicide for me.
Rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard subjects like that.
Sewer rape. No, suicide.
You see, I'm not judging people, but I am. There's a lot of, I suppose, what I've seen over the years is new comics coming in and they try and make an impact. And I get that, make an impact. But what they'll do is in the 7 minutes that they've been afforded, they'll talk about stuff like that, like rape. And you have to be incredibly skilled and experienced as a comedian to be able to pull that shit off, to make it almost humorous. Like the likes of Doug Stanhope, these are like veterans of the American comedy scene. Brilliant. They have dark side of the humour.
Or Reginald D. Hunter.
Reginald D. Hunter is another one. But you see young comics going in and it's just awkward because they do it and everyone's like, huh? And there's no skill, there's no joke, there's no callback, there's nothing. It's just
Bad.
Being controversial for the sake of being controversial.
Cheap.
Yeah, it's a cheap dig at a controversial subject. So yeah, I wouldn't be going down those. I also you're aware that people, as Willie said, like comedy should be an escape. You're aware that people are going through the mill, they're having shit times, and you don't need to be bringing it up and reminding them all the time as well on stage, But then there's other things like the pandemic that I look back at that almost nostalgically and go, do you remember this? And they all go, Jesus, yeah. They're like laughing and giddy about it, like, you know what I mean? But at the time it was like horrible, holy shit, like.
The next two questions we normally ask most guests
they're a bit
on it,
deep.
and they're good ones, but it's a different answer the whole time to them. But if you could know the absolute truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Who me dad is.
I'd ask the same question.
No, go on. Say it again, Pop.
If you could know the absolute truth to one question, what question would you ask?
So an example is, I'd ask Neil Armstrong to walk on the moon.
I actually was just thinking the very same thing you said there,
Yeah.
I would ask, is there other life out there? Like extraterrestrials, aliens, other life. And I firmly believe there is.
I would ask, how do they get the figs into the fig rolls?
That is deep.
It is,
That is deep, yeah.
Last one for you. If you entered a room with everyone you ever knew in your life, who would you look for first?
I fucking love that question because it just brings
I'd
silence.
look for me ma.
I got me granny. I'd go for her. I mean, I'd look for her. I'd look for me granny. I didn't know, like, my other granny, obviously we all have two grannies, but me maternal side grandmother, I didn't know. Well, I met her, but I was like less than one, the baby. And then she died. But me dad's ma had a great relationship with her.
Yeah.
And then she was mid-80s. She had a good life. She passed away, but I'd love to see her again.
What would you ask her?
What would I ask her?
The grandmother-grandson relationship is brilliant, isn't it?
I don't know what I'd ask her. No. I'll just say, have you listened to the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'd enjoy
Are
it.
you following me?
Yeah,
What would you ask?
yeah,
What would you
yeah.
ask her, man?
I don't know. It's still kind of very raw. I only lost my ma probably a year and a half ago. I
Sorry
don't
to
know
hear
what.
that,
Just
Willa.
ask her, is she happy? Like,
Brilliant.
all my family are dead.
Yeah.
Well, I fucking hope so. I buried them. Yeah, I'd like to see me ma again. Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. It's just kind of one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. What an
Yeah.
answer,
Good
lads.
stuff, boys.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Lads, just a quick reminder about our website. You can catch up on all past episodes, keep up with what's new, and there's newsletter on the way too. Check it out at howishe.ie. Lads, we have little gifts for you.
Oh, wow.
Little jersey.
Oh,
Hosey
magic.
podcast.
Oh, I
Really?
love
a jersey.
Oh, I love that.
It's not a Bows one. I know you're a big Bows fan.
I'm a big Bows fan. Going to the event tomorrow. Come on, Bows.
Yeah.
Delhi.
Did you watch any of the football last night? Did you watch? I watched.
I did. I watched
Shells and
Derry.
Waterford.
I watched
Derry
Derry,
2-1, did it?
2-1, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a lovely jersey.
It's gorgeous,
that.
that is,
Nice jersey,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can buy them on the website.
Oh, did your own day, your own.
Podcast jersey, yeah.
merchandise.
Yeah,
We need to
Delhi.
bring a merchandise
Yeah,
out.
you
We have a little catchphrase that people love. It's called much.
Yeah.
So when you ask somebody, how much was that?
Yeah.
We just go, much.
Yeah.
So you'd be showing me that and we'd be going,
Much. 35 quid on the website. Yeah. Again, lads, thanks very much for coming on. Genuinely appreciate it. 2 absolute powerhouses of guests and really,
2 powerhouses of
presenters.
yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever be. I think in relation to the podcast, we'll always be chasing your tail, and I'll be
that, lads.
proud
Look,
to
lads,
chase
come here,
it.
listen, there's room for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I say. We all have our
I
own
say the
niche and
same
we
as
all
well.
have our own way of doing it.
Absolutely, the
Part of
podcast.
your, the How Is He podcast. Go and check out all their other episodes and then come back to this one because this one was clearly the best one.
I'll second that.
The episode is sponsored by Carl Estimating for all your construction, tendering and estimating. Check them out, carlestimating.ie. Papa, do you have anything for the boys before we wrap it up?
It's an absolute pleasure to meet the boys. Great to have you on, and look at the best of luck with your future with
Pleasure
the
was all ours.
podcast and
Thanks
your
very
shows, and I hope you sell out everywhere you go.
Yeah, and if I come down to Carlo, I'll
really
give you a
enjoyed
shout.
Do,
Maybe
yeah.
we will come
Yeah.
down to Carlo and
Yeah.
do the theatre.
Yeah, we like. Well, that's like myself and Woody. We're doing a lot of gigs together again since the podcast. We're booking out and selling out venues, so we're kind of looking outside of Dublin. And I've done Carlo a few times, as you have. The what's it
Visual.
called?
So what's
Visual.
The
visual.
So
I've done the
if
visual a few
if there's
times.
anyone out of visual listening,
No, I've got contacts there. I'll give them a shout.
Oh well, well, come here, Carlo. Look at watch out, and
Get
if
your
you,
free game of golf from Carlo for you.
100%, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen,
Yeah.
lads. It has been a pleasure.
2 boys can caddy.
Look at she plays.
I play.
Yeah.
I play as well.
I play
A little
as
bit.
well.
I'm rubbish though.
Look at that 4-ball.
I love it.
Look at
I
the
love
Woody
it.
filming Carlo.
Papa's unbelievable.
4-ball.
Lads, that's it for this podcast. Follow us if you enjoyed it. Follow us anyway. If you didn't enjoy it, go fuck
Still
yourself.
follow us.
Yeah. Follow and share.
First
We're on,
boy.
we're on all the platforms. As always, not my podcast.
Not my
It's
podcast.
Carol's podcast, your podcast. Good luck and God bless.
Absolute pleasure, boys.
That's full time on this week's episode of the How Is He podcast, available on all podcasting platforms. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X. Proudly sponsored by Ampifi. Got a story to tell? A voice that needs to be heard? Get in touch with us here in Ampifi, Carlow Town's professional home for podcasters of all kinds. We can be found on Instagram at Ampifi Podcast Studio. Ampifi, power up your podcast.